Hi, my name is Gil Robertson, president of the African American Film Critics Association. Today, we are thrilled to be talking to the cast and the creators behind the Amazon MGM Studios Orion picture, Is God Is. We're going to kick things off by introducing you to the African members who are on the call today, starting with Nigel Chambers in Washington, D.C., Derek Dunn in Washington, Aaron Newworth in Los Angeles, Robert Butler in Los Angeles, Anthony White in New York, New York, Tamara J. in New Jersey, Michael Sowell in Washington, D.C., and of course, Nick Hamilton in L.A. I'm going to let you guys do what you do so well, and I'll see you on the other side.
Swing. We got a letter from Mama.
I thought she was dead. What she went with us now? Where she been at?
She's on her deathbed. If we don't go now, this might be our last chance to see God.
God.
She made us, didn't she?
Girls, I'm gonna make this real simple. Make your daddy dead. Real dead.
This seem a little crazy.
Not as crazy as setting your wife on fire in front of your kids, then abandoning them.
We ain't killers.
How we gonna live with ourselves if we do this?
This destiny type shit.
Look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
You ready?
Yep.
The lady he took up with after he burnt us up, find her and you'll find him. A lady by the name of Divine.
Yo, ain't shit, devil!
You're his girl.
Oh, hell no.
You in trouble? Chuck Hall's got your back.
Just tell us where he at.
For fear that it would wag, he took my time. We ain't gonna kill him.
We clapping.
Tell us where to find him. You're alive?
We drumming.
Y'all think y'all just gonna kill him?
Imagine what our lives would look like if he hadn't done it.
Fire burnt his house down.
It was born for burning.
I don't wanna hear no yeah, 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 yeah.
Ain't nobody innocent.
La, 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 la. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't want nothing but blood.
Why don't you sit with me? Seems like we got a lot to talk about.
Thank you very much, Nigeria, the Culture Collective. So my question is really about working through what I feel is this very culturally aware, organic depiction of us on screen. Because like, while I'm always going to champion to see us on screen, but to see us in an organic way in which we do in this film is something I want to see a lot more about. And because there's a little bit of a generational thing that kind of goes on with this discussion, I'm kind of wondering what was the discussion about hitting all those cultural beats, from the clapback moments, from the facial expressions, from, twerking in front of signs. Like, how was the discussion and storyboarding to ensure those moments were in there and depicted correctly?
Well, I think that the moments are in there because they're inherent, right? There wasn't a sort of conscious, like, let's make sure we get this aspect of the culture here and there. It just is joyfully overflowing and organic to myself and to my writing and to the narrative and to the cast, which is why they were able to embrace it. So I think it was just like, thinking through the specifics and the nuances of what was needed from the story at each juncture, whether it be a joyful twerking in front of a sign or a clap back because somebody said something that was nonsensical, and just staying true to that.
I very appreciate it. It sounds simple, but I tell you, we needed a lot more. Is what I would say. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Michael Soul from Washington, D.C. My question is for Vivica Fox. You portrayed so many powerful Black women throughout your career, but this story really digs into how trauma shapes identity. As a Black woman, but also a veteran in this industry, how did this role challenge and deepen your understanding of the line between surviving trauma and being defined by it?
Well, the beautiful thing about me playing the character Ruby was the catalyst and basically set off the revenge mission. So for me, even though it was traumatic playing a burn victim, it was satisfying that my girls went and accomplished the mission. And then also along that journey, we got to learn two other women that were deeply affected by the monster. And we learned their stories as well, too. So together we're all survivors and thrivers.
Hello, ladies. Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. My question is for Erika Alexander.
Yes, sir.
Wanted to ask you, just with all of the trauma and the violence that was inflicted upon Sterling K. Brown's character, what was one of the things that you felt your character saw in him that drew you or drew your character to his character, and really connected, and where you feel like the audience will be able to understand that story and that balance?
Well, he had a big dick. It's real. Yeah, exactly. Aleshea made it very clear that she was horny, that Divine was horny, and that she represented probably that id and ego of just lust, and that she was lusting after him. She's delusional. She's in a purgatory, but she remembers what she loved about him. And despite what might have happened, because she was missing a tooth and she may not have it all there, not mentally sound, she missed that D. Thank you.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Deep.
Well, poke
you.
out one eye if you don't watch out. No.
To Mary J for Noir Online. My question is for Miss Vivica A. Fox. The film Is God Is explores both revenge and redemption. How has your role on this project either reshaped or challenged your overall view of both themes?
Well, playing Ruby, and especially Ruby after she suffered the burns, for me, it was so rewarding as an actor for my audience to see me a way that they've never seen me before. When I looked at the views when the trailer came out, and we absolutely went viral because people were just so shocked. And that's what I love about Is God is that it's original. It's a way that you've never seen films for African-American women and 3 different stories. So it was rewarding for me that I got to not be pretty. I got to get a little ugly, real ugly, as a matter of fact, and work with some of the most amazing actors and to be part of a cast that is going to shock, surprise, and totally entertain our audiences.
I think you were beautiful.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I think there
I
was
had
something
pretty
powerful.
nails, that was for sure.
No, I
And
think
then
it
the braids was whipped.
It was a strength. It was like a confidence, even in your last moments of carry out this mission. And we knew you were. We don't want to give away too much.
Yes.
But we knew what sort of your future was going to look like. You went down beautifully.
Thank you.
I also agree too, because in the first meeting of meeting our creator, our mother, our God, there's the familiarity, but also seeing ourselves within you. It doesn't make us feel so ugly, and the way that the world has categorized us as this, and that this is our mother and this is who we come from, and look at the we have the same scars,
Oh, thank you. There was so much love in the room working with Kara and Mallory, especially phenomenal. That it just. So thank you in letting me know that added the beauty to it, the love of the mother with reconnecting with her children.
Totally.
Her girls.
Derek Dunn, Reviews and Done. Just a quick question for Aleshea. Throughout your writing process, was Sterling K. Brown always who you had in mind for his role?
When I created this story, it was actually a play before a movie. It's over a decade old. I didn't have any particular actor in mind. I knew what the actor needed to be able to do. And Sterling is an actor, of course, who could do those things. Someone who could embody both the ugliness of this man, the down and dirty griminess, the oppressor, who does terrible things, as we know, and also somebody who has vulnerability, and who can play all of these colors believably.
Aaron Newworth with Live Entertainment. My question's for Miss Aleshea Harris as well. Yeah, as you just mentioned, the stories that it came from a stage play you already had, and it's drawing on so many different ideas such as hip hop and spaghetti westerns and whatnot. And this being your debut feature as a filmmaker, I was curious, did you have like an initial visual style in mind versus what ultimately came out on screen? Because I thought it's a terrific looking film and the way you're kind of approaching it. So what was that process like?
Oh, thank you so much. I have to shout out the DP, Alexander Dinan, who's excellent and a wonderful collaborator. So there were many spaces of influence. I watched a lot of films that I'd seen before, so I was rewatching things and just thinking deeply about what was needed for each moment in the story, what the camera should be doing, what the frame should look like. I had a lot of tremendous guidance from the producers, particularly Janicza, who's also a filmmaker, and really helped me to maintain like the weirdness and the quirkiness of my scripts, and was instrumental in figuring out how to translate that organically. So to your question, a lot of spaces of influence. I knew what I needed it to do. Like I knew I wanted it to feel like an effed up fairy tale. And so the beginning of it, I wanted to feel quite flat until the twins bring us into their story. So in shooting that and arranging their bodies, it was about, how can I do that? Thought about things like where the twins start. The space that they're in is dark, it's encumbered, they're like people living in shadow. And as they journey, their world gets bigger and brighter. So of course, that's a conversation with production design, Freya Bardell, like how do we design this space so that it drives those things home and those aspects of where the twins are in their journey. And then how do we light it? What kind of a car do we use just to help to tell the story? So it was just a tremendous team effort, lots of references and conversations between us.
Hi, Robert Butler from First Cut. And my question is actually to Riva and Kishori and actually the whole producer team. Making independent film, especially in this era, is extremely difficult, especially with this kind of, strong Black-led story and from first-time writer and director. What were some of the challenges in being able to get this movie made and getting into a theatrical release?
Yeah, I can start, but I think the thing it is very hard right now, but it's really rare to get a script of Aleshea's caliber on anyone's desk, even if you're a veteran. And it was just on the page so undeniable. There were multiple studios who actually wanted to do this because it was that strong, and that's rare on the producing side to be able to engage with work like that. So I would say the strength of the writing, there was no cast attached. It was just the script, but I think the potential was so clear and the genre world was so clear.
I don't have much to add to that. I think that's exactly right. It's rare to get your hands on a story that it is as fully realized as what Aleshea had done with the play. And so all of us came together really to surround her in the execution of what would be her debut. And like Kishori said, we had multiple offers from studios, which is extraordinarily rare, with no cast attached to it, truly just on the basis of what Aleshea put together and wrote, and got really lucky with the studio of Orion coming in and fully committing to the movie and surrounding us with a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of attention, and then really supporting it with a full and wide theatrical release, which doesn't happen nearly as often as it should for movies that are original and are these sort of genre blends that have meaning to them and something to say, but also are fun and poppy and cool and interesting to watch. So I feel like a huge shout out to Orion for believing in the film.
Hey, good afternoon. Anthony with the Movie Blog. I'm sorry. There's just so many beautiful Black women on the screen, and I only get to ask one question. I'm just Tessa, Janelle, Vivica, Kara, Vivica, Aleshea, Vivica, Mallory. Oh my God! All right, Kara. I'm gonna pick on you, Kara, because we need to hear from you, Kara. Come on.
Okay.
You did your thing. You did your thing in this movie, right? You went in your bag. But I was wondering, was there a moment
Thank you, brother.
when you're on set or in rehearsal where you realize, all right, I got this one. I got this. What was that moment like for you?
I don't ever know if I'm like that or if those thoughts are ever going through my mind. I think when the thing is happening and you're in community of building story, and you happen to be with the creator themselves, with Aleshea Harris, and then you're also being directed by Aleshea Harris, and it is her world. There is this like overwhelming amount of trust within yourself because she trusted you to do the thing, and it was about diving headfirst into the work, and knowing what the work required. And I believe that with the help of all of the people that Aleshea mentioned, our DP, our production designer, as well as our costume, like all of the elements came together like that in the theater, but this is just in real time and in real visual time, that you kind of just go and dive head first. So there was just I guess I'm repeating myself, but an overwhelming amount of just trust in the alchemy that was what was. And also all of the work that we had prepared before going into this process. It was about preparation. It was about continuing to build histories. It was about, where you are now versus, when you're shooting a film, you hope that you're shooting in sequence, but a lot of the times it doesn't happen that way. So it's like remembering where you were before, perhaps going to the script soup and saying, can I look at, the scene before just so that I understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going and, what this moment is, and speaking to Aleshea, and asking the questions that I had at the moment, or just really just falling into the ocean of what is God is, what Aleshea Harris has created. And I just feel incredibly honored and lucky to have been with the creator, in this way, in her world, with her, yeah. And with Mallori, because it was us, and we worked a lot together prior to and all the way through. Yeah. So it was like, there was just a lot of preparation with each other. And yeah, I could go on, but I don't know if I ever think I got it in the bag. It's just.
Look, don't be nervous. Don't be modest. You did. Y'all brought that big glow energy out. Y'all did it. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Nigeria Culture Collective. So my question is for Kara and Mallori, and really to kind of double down on that. I would love to kind of hear how did you all craft your banter to one another? What's your relationship off screen? How did you work on the chemistry? How did y'all really provide us that sisterly bond in the way that y'all did for the film?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it, I say it all the time, but it is true. Like, I just have an incredible amount of respect and love for Kara. Sorry, I'm laughing because I've been saying it like all day, but it's true. It's true. I think that Aleshea was so smart. Again, everything that was done in the film was done with immense intention and care. And Aleshea was very, very strategic and smart in bringing us in really early into the process before we started filming, and having us kind of work in tandem with each other and do these exercises with Raja, where we were doing like movement exercises, and like we were like looking in the mirror with each other, and we were trying to finish each other's sentences and things like that. And so that was like the foundation of our relationship, but it just built beyond that because we were living together in a hotel, and we have such a like a similar way of working where we always want to be working, and so we would come home.
We would come home after working all day and just work
more,
Yeah.
like in our space together, and like I would text Kara and be like, "Yo, can we come talk about this moment?" And like it was all the time. It was nonstop because like we cared so much about what we
Cared
were
so
doing,
much.
and like honoring Aleshea's work. And yeah, it just was natural from there. Like
Yeah.
I just love Kara. I have so much respect for her and who she is as a person and an artist. So
Same,
not
man.
hard at all. Not hard to have found that. at
Yeah.
all.
Same.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's terrible. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Michael Sowell from Washington, D.C. Yes, my question's for Janelle, Erika, and Tessa. All three of you have established careers working with massive ensembles, particularly with women, telling stories about their strength. And I just want to know, with this story, what resonated with you to assign to this project, but more importantly, work with these amazing co-stars?
Yeah, I think when I read the script, I was blown away. Like it really was one of the best scripts I'd ever read. And it's so hard, whether you're a musician or you're a writer, director, to find your tone, to find your perspective, your unique thing. And I think what the writer and director Aleshea Harris has done and did for me when I was reading it was find her tone. And the way that she has brought this to life with the cast that she picked was just like the icing on the cake. I mean, I found myself crying during the script, laughing. I saw myself as a fan in the theater eating popcorn, ready for this original Southern Gothic Western. And so I think it had all the things, you know, that I'm attracted to. I want innovation. You know, I want cinematography. I want the cast. I want to also work with a loving director like Aleshea Harris. I mean, the strength that she had, it came in peace. It came in a smile. And it came in her knowing what she wanted and being collaborative. And it's just such a great recipe for filmmaking and experiences. You're like, this was worth it. This was worth everything. And I think I'll close out my statement by saying I love that she highlighted so many so many voices, so many women's voices in this film. You know, when I think about people in my family, from my aunts to my grandmother to my cousins, we are so nuanced and complicated. And I think she highlighted the human experience. Even if you don't quite understand the shorthand of what it means to be a twin, or to be a divine, or to be God and seek revenge, and to be Angie, you know, a character that I'm just like, how could you marry this monster? You know, I was conflicted. But then I thought, what if he lied to her? What if he was living a double life? But now you know these things, what do you do? And so I got to play a very brave character who was not concerned about being anybody's mom, anybody's wife, but really brave enough to find her joy and to pick up the pieces, because she had been put through the ringer. So it was just so much it was just delicious for me to just like chew on and bite on and be a part of.
Sure. I'd say unapologetic genius. You could see it on the page. It was the best script I ever read, and I've been around for about 42 years, going on 43. I waited a long time for this moment. It's real. And what's also true is that she curated a group of people who have in their DNA unapologetic genius. It is not asking for permission to be an individual. It is unique into itself. It has a footprint and is the blueprint. So Aleshea Harris is a herald of the future. as we all are. But what I'm looking forward to is the fact that this will unleash the funding and the recognition that some of the most underrated, underfunded, underestimated people in the world, Black females, can not only do, but be. And we're asking everybody that sees this film and that knows what's at stake, join us on this mission, because it is a mission, but also they get to take the ride. This shit is badass, for real. It ain't no joke, and it's telling you what it is out there. She's not the only one, and yet she is unique in all the world. Aleshea Harris is a genius, and I'm so glad to have been asked that question.
Yes.
Incredible.
Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. My question is also for Janelle and Kara and Mallori. The authenticity that you all were able to bring in that scene, how were you able to build chemistry offset that translated onto set to really deliver that scene to the audience?
The scene between the three of us?
In between the three of you, yeah.
Well, first of all, this was the first time that I had ever met Janelle Monáe.
Yeah,
so I
me
was
too.
so well
I was gonna say that too. Yeah, starstruck.
Starstruck for all of actually every single person that we were in contact with as other artists. I was like, oh my goodness, the reverence, the respect, and the just the magic that was before my eyes was really quite the experience, I will say.
Yeah.
So
insane for me. I mean, I think I knew when I heard you guys were cast, I was like, amazing. I'd heard and seen both of you guys' works and heard of and seen the work that you had done previously. And then when I think I showed up, you guys were in full prosthetics. And I remember saying to myself, because I do a lot of prosthetics for Halloween. I go all out. I'm talking about 8 hours, 9 hours, like transforming into a chameleon or a rabbit and so I know what that takes. That takes real like dedication. And I was like, I gotta show up for them. Like I could not make them think that I'm wasting a scene. And and it's a delicate dance, that scene, because there was a lot of choreography. Shout out to everybody that helped us choreograph our scene, because I needed to meet them, to understand what was going on. I'm receiving information. It was like a lot that I had to tightrope on. And I think that they're just so incredible as players. I think when I felt like, oh, they want to play, let's play. I always love that. I love when I can be with scene partners in a scene and we are present. And when I felt their presence and I looked at them, I was like, this is going to be special. Let me meet the moment. Let me not overthink the moment. Let me meet the moment. Let's have fun.
I feel the same way. I mean, even stronger than you feel. Like, it's incredible. And I also just have to acknowledge and speak to the fact that I was working with these incredible actors who I look up to, like whose work I revere and am inspired by. And I think that when you are working with such amazing actors, it's not difficult you can kind of give what you've come with to them, because they're so intuitive and they're so keen on what the moment is. And so you don't have to work at building anything. It's just there, and they're there to receive it, and they give it right back to you. And so all I really had to do was just show up and be as present as possible with these incredible beasts of actors. It was like a blessing.
A blessing.
Seriously.
Thank you. Everyone did a terrific job on this film.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tamara J. for Noir Online. My question is for both Ms. Janelle Monáe and Erika Alexander. Within this project, one of the things out of the many things that I appreciate is that you ladies are able to step out of the box from what we normally see on our screens. What is your advice for the next generation of artists and creatives on their fear of doing the same things?
Well, one,
Their fear.
yeah, what are you afraid of? I think that's a question that I always have to ask myself when I'm dealing with fear, because it's always going to be right there beside us, in front of us, a choice. And I always say, you know, and you guys have probably heard this before, but do it even when you're afraid. Do it even when you're scared. That's a choice, and that's a brave and bold choice. And I think my moments where I feel most dissatisfied with just like myself as an artist is when I'm afraid and I don't do it. It's like, what was I concerned with opinions? I really allowed this mindset to stop me from doing something great and learning something and being a part of something special because I was afraid of what. So I think once you examine your fear and like the root of it, there's a healing journey. You may discover some things that you needed to heal, but even in that, like chase the why in all that you are doing. Like when you're moving with intention, whether it's fear, I always try to investigate that why.
Yes, hi, Erika here. Fear can be instructive, disruptive, and destructive. You have to decide what you want, because sometimes fear is telling you you're not prepared enough. You should look into that. It can be very disruptive, because if you have an ambition and you want to go toward it, and that's stopping you, you're getting overwhelmed, you have to, as Janelle says, go toward it. You know, that's the only thing that can conquer it, is to is to go toward danger and see that you won't be burned and that you can survive and not only thrive. And then also haul ass. You're taking too long. You're thinking about it too long and you go wrong. It's, you know, most of these things have happened to us as young people, I'd say. And so in a way, we had the courage of people who hadn't thought it through. And I think the longer you do, the more you talk yourself out of things. But, you know, you were born into this world to do something, and it doesn't have to be great. It just has to be something.
Yeah.
And so decide to do it and get on with it. And then also look for mentorship. There are people out there that know what they're doing. Don't ask people who are not in the business for advice. It's ridiculous. If you swim, you don't ask somebody who's a race car driver how to get across that lake. You know, and you got to go find people who've done it and who are not jaded and who won't, for some reason, provide a toxic point of view. They've got to have some joy in life still and be looking forward to things, have a kindness in their heart, a generosity to give you something, some fuel for the journey.
You all so much. And Miss Alexander, I just want to say I'm so glad you're getting everything you deserve. Seriously. Thank you.
Bless you. Me too, man. It's like, okay. No, for real. Honestly, I really appreciate it. I wouldn't be out here without the support of the audience. I can assure you that that's made this long journey bearable. Been very blessed.
Well, on that note, unfortunately, we're going to have to bring things to a close, but we'd like to thank all of you for putting together a wonderful project, and we are certainly looking forward to supporting. On behalf of the world's largest group of Black film and TV critics, we thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed this episode of AAFCA Roundtables. Have a great day.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
All you do. Thank you.